Hello and welcome back to Technology for Blind YouTube channel. I'm back with another video. So before the video, if you are new here, welcome, and be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and enable the notification so you'll be notified about upcoming videos. Alright, so with that being said, let's go to the video. Now the video is all about a hardware component, a hardware aspect of the computer. Okay, now I'm going to show how to access my laptop's hard drive through a computer. Okay, for this you need an extreme wanting power or willpower, because this is completely on hardware side, not software side. So before diving into the actual video, I would like to kindly warn you that the complete risk is yours. If you screwed up your system, I'm not responsible for any damages, because as I said, this thing requires to remove the computer and do some modifications so you can access your laptop's hard drive through your computer. Okay, now you can do some crazy things by using this method. For instance, now recently I had a virus on my laptop and the hard drive was not getting into the system, like the system was not booting at all. It says something error or something, right? So what I did was I plugged my hard drive into the computer by removing from the laptop, and I got my all of the files, required files, back up to the computer hard drive, and I cleaned the hard drive. I deleted all of the partitions and I reinserted the hard drive to my laptop and installed Windows, and it worked extremely fine. Okay, and also you can use the laptop's operating system, in my case my laptop's operating system, to boot from the system the computer, which is kind of an advanced thing. If you would like to know about that aspect, please let me know in the comment section and I will try my best to create the video as well in the future. Okay, so with that being said, now I'm having a laptop and a computer. My laptop has an SSD with 128 gigs, which is equipped with Windows 10 operating system, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the hard drive to my desktop computer and I will show how to access files from that onwards. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started in the actual process. Okay, now this is my laptop. Now before diving into the process, we have to turn off the laptop first and remove all of the appliances, USB hard drives and especially the power cord. In my case, removing the power cord and the battery is not necessary, but for safety precautions, if you could do that, it would be a plus point. Okay, so I have removed my battery. Now when it comes to removing the case of the laptop, in my case it's very easy. There are no any nails or any things, just there are two locks. I have to slide both to the left and the right, and I have to pull the thing, the cover, so it will be opened. But in some cases you have to use the screws to remove the screws to the laptop. Okay, so as I said, the risk is yours, and also you have to have a sense of hardware so you can accomplish this task. Okay, now in my case the hard drive is located on the bottom left corner of the laptop. My laptop is HP EliteBook 8470p. Alright, now most of the time the hard drive will be located somewhere in this place, which is covered by a cover. So I have to pull the cover to the right by using the kind of a knob thing. It's hard to explain for me, but it differs from laptop to laptop. Some laptops have multiple screws to remove before you can access the hard drive. So in my case, I'm gonna remove this thing. So here is my hard disk. This is not a hard disk, this is an SSD. So I have removed the screws before, so I don't have to remove the screws to get the SSD out. But if you are using a hard drive in your laptop, most likely you will have 4 screws in 4 sides to protect the hard drive from removing itself, to kind of it's a safety precaution. So to remove my hard drive, I have to slide to the left by using this kind of a paper thing, which is a hard thing, to the left side, and I have to pull out. Alright, this is the hard drive, the SSD. In this case, we have to plug this to the desktop computer, and we can access as a normal hard drive. Okay, so let's go to the computer, and I will show how to plug this thing to the computer and access files from it. Okay, so let's go. Okay, this is my desktop computer. So what we are going to do is, for the convenience, I'm going to remove the cables, and let's get the CPU to a nice place in which we can plug the SSD. In my case SSD, but sometimes in your case it would be the hard drive. So I'm gonna remove the VG cable. All of the things are correct, and let's get the let's remove the speakers. Alright, let's get the system. Alright, okay, now we have to remove the board which is in the left side. There are two screws in the board, and it's done. Now this is, as I said, a kind of a risky process. Okay, how to remove this? Oh, I have to pull this. Okay, right, let's keep this thing here. And this is the computer, inside of a computer, removing a blind man. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you are blind or not, because it's kind of a it's not a big deal actually. Okay, now in my case, I have to find a SATA cable and also a power cable to the hard drive. As you may already know, a hard drive requires a SATA cable and also power cable. The power cable is to transfer power, and the SATA cable is to transfer data. Okay, in my case I'm having a SATA SSD, but in your case, if you are having an NVMe or something other than SATA, then you have to find the appropriate connectors. Okay, which I don't know how to do that. Right, now in here I'm having a hard drive plugged in to the computer, so I'm removing this hard drive, and let's keep this hard drive aside, and let's get the other hard drive. Where is that? Okay, here is the hard drive. Now we have removed the previous hard drive, so I'm going to replace for that this one. So let me plug this. The first cable, let's plug the, I don't know what the cable is called. I think this is called SATA or something. There are two cables. In my case, I didn't remember how to plug the cable, but you have to make sure that you understood the mechanism in which the cable is plugged in or wired in, so you can get a better idea. Okay, don't behave like me because I didn't catch well. Okay, I plugged, I think, the power cable, the small cable, and this would be the SATA. It's not plugging, no. Why is that? Alright guys, I have figured out what went wrong. Actually, I was trying my best to plug a wrong cable. Okay, now I figured out, so I plugged the right cable. So this is the, there are extra cables in most likely every systems. So you have to make sure that you have removed the correct cable and you are going to plug the correct cable. Okay. The other kind of nice thing about computer systems is you can't break kind of a system, like it won't blast if you plug the wrong cable, because by default you can't plug kind of a, let's say, motherboard cable to a hard drive cable, because it won't fit. Okay, so don't worry about that aspect. Okay, you will plug the wrong cable, okay, and break it. Don't worry about that. Okay, now it has been plugged, and let's place the SSD. Now since the SSD has no any moving parts, okay, we don't have to worry about anything, but in case if you are going to plug a hard drive, you have to worry about the placement, because hard drive has some vibrating parts. Okay, let's leave it as it is. Wires are okay, every wires are being placed correctly. Now for the safety precautions, again let's put the cover so we can be sure that we are safe to use the computer. Okay, let me, all right. Okay, oh no, it went a little, it's very hard to plug, install the case if you are not careful enough. Okay, we have to make sure that everything is perfect. Okay, now let's get the screws. This is the first screw. Let's plug this. All right, and this is the second screw. It's very easy. You don't in my case I don't have to use any screwdrivers. I can use my hand, but in some cases you have to use your screwdrivers to remove and also insert the screws as well, right? So now the hardware part of the system, the process is complete. Now we have to plug the computer and see how it goes. So let's go. All right, to save time I have plugged the computer, so we have to only turn on the computer, and we are going to go into the operating system of the desktop computer, and let's see how the hard drive works, whether we can access the files of the hard drive. All right, now it is turning on. Okay, now let me switch to the computer and I'll show how to access files. Okay, righto, this is the computer.
Hard disk Sentinel 2 of this PC
now,
folder V.
By default, if you have installed a new hard drive besides your OS, first you have to initialize the hard drive. Okay, to do that you have to go to the disk management tool in Windows. So the easiest method to get to the disk management tool is by pressing the run dialog, Windows plus R,
run dialog, type
and type disk mgmt.msc. Press enter.
Secure desktop.
Permissions.
Disk management. Level 0 disk management 1 of 1.
And fortunately it is accessible right now using the latest versions of NVDA. So
graphical view table. Disk 1, region 2 volume label not set, drive letter not set.
Now from this point onwards, the situation might be varies depending on your situation. Okay, in my case I'm having a few hard drives connected besides the system operating the main SSD of this system and also the other laptop SSD. So you have to determine the correct number of the disk. In my case, I think my disk number,
disk 2 row header capacity 930, disk 3 row header capacity 119.24 GB.
My SSD number is disk 3, which is the last device I have connected to the computer recently. Okay, so if you have selected your right hard disk, you have to press the applications key,
context menu, new span volume unavailable,
and if you haven't initialized the volume, you have to press the initialize volume button, initialize volume option, which you will get after pressing the right click or the context menu or application key. In my case, it is being already initialized because of I have replaced the SSD with the previous hard drive which I have connected to the system. Okay, I hope this you have understood, because this is a complex theory, a little bit complex theory. You have to experiment with all those things, and I really hope you have understood. And if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, please let me know in the comment section. I will be glad to help you out. All right. So I'm assuming you have initialized your system, your hard disk as the number says. In my case, this 3, it is being already initialized as I said before. So let's close this
desktop list,
and let's go to this PC.
This PC.
And my partitions name in my laptop is Windows 10.
Items view list. Devices and drives grouping expanded. Win 10 H. Row 2 column 3 13 of 13. Space free 33.7 GB total size 118 GB tooltip.
Yup. This is the Windows 10 partition in my laptop. Now the Windows 10 partition of this C, the desktop drive is Windows 10 C. Okay.
Windows 10 C. Row.
Not this. This is the desktop OS. Okay. Now my OS is the Windows 10 H.
Win 10 H.
Win 10 H. And you have got a new operating partition called
System Reserved.
System Reserved. Do not
Space
mess
free,
with this thing, please. Okay. This is the operating system of your computer. If you screwed up this partition, you will lose, you can't boot. Okay, so I'm not responsible for any damages, so make sure you have understood the consequences. Okay, so now onwards you can access the data, you can access the files as an usual USB drive or whatever.
Program files 2 of 7.
So I really hope this
program users virtual
has helped you out. This is the way
PDF
of accessing files on a hard drive. You can plug the hard drive to the desktop and you can access it. Okay, so let's quickly plug the hard drive plug the hard drive back to my laptop, and let's wind up the video. Alright, now I'm not going to go in deep of removing these things, so let's do it faster. We have to first remove the board. So okay, I have removed the board. Now let's remove the hard drive. Done. Alright, now I'm gonna plug the laptop hard drive or the previous hard drive which we have removed. Alright, now I have plugged the hard drive. Now let's put the board back in and let's go to the laptop. Alright, I have installed the board of the desktop computer. Now the work of the desktop computer is finished. Let's go to the laptop and reinsert the hard drive or the SSD. Alright, let's plug insert the laptop hard drive. You have to make sure that you have understood the every mechanism, so you can insert well and close the hard drive, so everything will be okay. Now let's plug the laptop and let's insert the battery, and let me turn off the laptop because don't have to plug. Let's see whether it works or not. Okay, all right, it works. So we have done the job successfully, and the laptop works properly and anything didn't went wrong. Okay, so this is how you can do the thing. It doesn't matter if you are blind or visually impaired, because these are completely hardware based. Just you have to take the risk on your own, right? So with that said, I'm going to sign out from now onwards. If you have learned anything, or if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, please let me know in the comment section. As I said before, I'm glad to help you out if you have any questions. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Signing out, Mohomed Rashad.